Skin is our largest organ, but few people regularly set aside time to analyze its vitality. Well, there's a huge focus on skin health with fierce competition to have glowing, healthier and younger skin, and this focus can cause secondary problems with self-esteem and mental health. So how exactly is our skin meant to be treated, and how does it impact our overall health and personality? Well, hello and welcome to Good Life, the Health Show. I am Reshma Heather, and joining us today is Dr. Anushri Besha. Well, a well-known dermatologist from Guwahati who has an experience of 21 years in this field. Welcome to the show, Doctor. Well, Doctor, we are all aware of the fact that the field of dermatology is vast and it is a never-ending issue for every people in all walks of life, isn't it, Doctor?
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me for today's show. And yeah, skin is the largest organ of the body, and we need to take care of it on a regular basis. So it's very important that we know how to take care, what not to do, what to do, and how to keep our skin healthy.
Exactly, Doctor. We will make sure we cover all the important questions we have today. So without wasting any more minute, let's get started with the questions one by one. Well, Doctor, following the scalp health is also as important, as crucial as maintaining a good skin health. So it's for both man and women. They need to follow a good regimen for this scalp health, which is also the root cause of many hair fall problems and many things related to hair problems. Don't you think, Doctor?
Yeah, Reshma, yeah, scalp health is very important because scalp is a part of our skin only. The face skin actually it is in continuity with the scalp skin. So it's very important that we keep our scalp healthy. So it not only helps in keeping our hair healthy, it also helps in keeping our facial skin healthy. So what are the few things that might affect our scalp or make it like the skin damage? So like uses of hair dyes or too much of hair colors or some like products, too much of cosmetic products on the hair sometimes might irritate the scalp, and then there might be itching on the scalp, there might be whitish scaling of the scalp, and these irritation or scaling of the scalp can lead to hair fall. Of course, there are other causes of hair fall which are different in men and women. But most commonly hair fall happens due to commonly that we see is because of excessive oiliness of the scalp, which we known as dandruff. So if the scalp is full of those scales, whitish residues, then also the scalp nutrition is not good, and the hair also then sheds off very easily. So cleaning the scalp regularly, and so that no oily residues are left behind, at least twice or thrice weekly in people who have oily hair, maybe more frequently, is very important.
So since we're talking about the department of hair, so what do you have an option for someone who is actually facing problems like graying of hair? Like there have been ages where like teenagers from 18 years of age, they are facing through graying of hairs. Does it indicate something inner problems?
See, graying of hair is like at a certain age, it varies from person to person. Some people gray early, some people late. But if the graying has started in teenagers before the age of 18 years, then we have to think of some other nutritional deficiencies. Yes, but of course, in some very small children, if we see graying, then we might consider some birthmarks. It's like a birthmark that we develop on the skin. Sometimes that type of a thing happens with the hair also. Then the hair tufts in some areas circumscribe, small patches of the hair may be grey in color. That is due to birth, at birth only it happens, or in the early childhood. So those are things which come with the with birth. So those are not treatable, but if there is graying of the hair which has developed in one or two strands slowly and progressing in children, then we can think that maybe because of some nutritional deficiencies it is happening, and dermatologists will be able to analyze, and of course there are treatments. We can give vitamin supplements.
Okay, Doctor, we have our first call for the show. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, apuni ki khudibo bicharise?
Hi, good afternoon. Moi just a কথা জানিব বিচাৰিছিলো মোৰ বৰ্তমান এজ 27 years তো মোৰ ইয়াৰ অলপ প্ৰবলেম আছিলে মানে কি হয় বহুত এতিয়া বৰ্তমান আজি লাষ্ট 3-4 months অলপমান চুলি বহুত বেছি সৰিব ধৰিলে তাৰ লগতে বহুত বেছি পাতল হৈ থাকিলে যদি মোৰ শনিৱা যায় মানে একদম মন নোযোৱা নিচিনা হৈ যায় ইমানকে বহুত বেছি মানে চুলি সৰে তো তাৰ কিবা সলিউশন পাম নেকি? কাৰণ মোৰ ফ্ৰন্ট বেক সাইডৰ পৰা ঠিকে আছে, যে ফ্ৰন্ট সাইডটোৰ পৰা বহুত বেছি চুলি সৰিছে।
সো চুলি সৰিছে যদি আপোনাৰ 27 ইয়াৰ্ছ জেনেৰেলি ল'ৰা মানুহৰ এন্ড্ৰজেনেটিক এলোপেচিয়া বুলি কয়, সেইটো ল'ৰা মানুহৰ বিকজ অফ সাম জেনেটিক কজেছ হয়, য'ত চুলি আপোনাৰ গোটেই মূৰৰ পৰা সমানে নহৰে, এটা নিৰ্দিষ্ট এটা তাৰ পেটাৰ্ণ এটা থাকে, তাৰমানে ছাইড দুটাৰ পৰা সৰিব আৰম্ভ কৰে, পিছুৱাই পিছুৱাই গৈ থাকে, তাৰপিছতহে মাজৰখিনি সৰে, ক্ৰমান্বয়ে আপোনাৰ পিছপিনে সৰে। তো সেইটোৰ কাৰণে আপোনাৰ যদি জেনেটিক আছে সেই বস্তুটো আপুনি ৰিভাৰ্চিবল বা প্ৰিভেণ্টেবল হয়, যাতে সেইটো প্ৰগ্ৰেছ হৈ নাযায়, তাৰ কিছুমান দৰৱ আছে, সেই দৰৱবোৰ লগাব পাৰে, খাবৰো দৰৱ আছে, আপুনি এজন ডাৰ্মাটলজিষ্টক কনচাল্ট কৰি পেলাই তেনেকৈ উপদেশ ল'ব পাৰে। আৰু তাৰ বাহিৰেও যদি খুব যদি ষ্ট্ৰেছ হৈছে বা এনজাইটি হৈছে, নাইবা কিছুমান হৰমনেল চেঞ্জেছ আজিকালি বিকজ অফ আপোনাৰ কিছুমান ড্ৰিংকছ য'ত হৰম'নছ থাকে, সেনেকুৱা যদি জিমত গৈ পেলাই তেনেকুৱা কিবা ড্ৰিংকছ এক্সেচিভ যদি হৰম'নছ কিবা কাৰণত ল'ব লগা হৈছে, তেনে ক্ষেত্ৰতো খুব সোনকালে এয়া জেনেটিক যোনটো এন্ড্ৰজেনেটিক এলোপেচিয়া হেয়াৰ ফল বুলি কয়, সেইটো দেখা দিব পাৰে। তো সেই হিচাপে আপুনি ডাৰ্মাটলজিষ্টক লগ ধৰিলেহে সেই বস্তুটোৰ আপুনি সঠিকভাৱে কিহৰ কাৰণে হৈছে বা কি কৰিব পাৰি সেইখিনি জানিব পাৰিব।
ওকে, বাট এই বস্তুখিনি ধৰক পিছলৈকে ধৰক এই যিখিনি চুলি সৰে দুটা চাইডৰ পৰা হওক, লেফ্ট या ৰাইট চাইডৰ, তো তেনেকুৱা আকৌ অহা চান্সেছটো থাকিবতো?
অহাৰ চান্সেছ থাকিব, আপুনি সোনকালে যদি তাৰ কাৰণে ট্ৰিটমেণ্ট লয় তেতিয়াহ'লে অহাৰ চান্সেছ থাকে। আজিকালি বিভিন্ন ধৰণৰ ট্ৰিটমেণ্ট আছে, আপোনাৰ দৰবো লগাব পাৰি, খাব পাৰে, আৰু প্লেটেলেট ৰিচ প্লাজমা বুলি কয়, আপোনাৰ যোনটো শৰীৰৰ ব্লাড আছে অকণমান আমি লৈ পেলাই সেইটো প্ৰচেছ কৰি পেলাই তাৰ পৰা কিছুমান ভিটামিনছ ওলায়, সেইখিনি আমি চুলিত দি দিওঁ। তো সেনেকৈ কৰিলে আপোনাৰ চুলিটো সৰাটো ৰখি যাব, প্লাছ আপোনাৰ আহিও যাব য'ত আপোনাৰ নতুনকৈ সৰিছে। কিন্তু কিছুমান জেগাত যদি আপোনাৰ বহুত দিনৰ পৰা তাতে চুলি নাই বা সেই জেগাখিনিত কোনো ধৰণৰ ফলিকলছ নাই, তেতিয়াহ'লে তাতে নেচাৰেলি দৰৱ বা এনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ ট্ৰিটমেণ্টত চুলিটো নাহিব পাৰে, তেতিয়াহ'লেহে হেয়াৰ ট্ৰান্সপ্লাণ্টৰ দৰকাৰ হয়। কিন্তু যদি আপুনি সোনকালে যেতিয়া চুলিটো সৰা আৰম্ভ হৈছে তেতিয়াই যদি আপুনি পৰামৰ্শ লয়, তেতিয়াহ'লে বিভিন্ন ধৰণৰ চিকিৎসা আছে যাৰ দ্বাৰা দি আপুনি চুলিখিনি ৰখিও যাব সৰাটো আৰু চুলি আহিও যাব অলপ অলপকৈ।
হয়, অ'কে মেম, থেংক ইউ।
All right, thank you for contacting us through this show. So coming to the next question, since it's a vast topic, we have a lot to ask, but still it's a trending topic right now and it's a major issue that people should know. It's anti-aging. Anti-aging is a normal biological process. Anyone will age as they grow old. So still, do you have any measures how to treat your skin and keep it healthy and younger?
Aging is a normal natural process and every age has its own beauty.
Yes.
So we should look our age and we should accept that we are aging. So when we are young, then the look is different, and when the person at different stages, at middle age, when they're elderly, the looks changes, and we should not look something which is not our age. We should look our age, what I feel. But the skin also goes through a lot of changes, especially in women, because there are a lot of hormonal changes which happen, which changes over the age. So what happens with those changes? The skin tends to become dry. That is the commonest thing that happens when we age. As the skin becomes dry, it loses its texture, its tone. So whenever we look at our face, especially on the face, we see fine lines. That is the most important first changes that we can see. The skin loses its normal tone, texture and smoothness, and it starts showing lines. So those fine lines can be prevented if we keep or they may be delayed. The appearance of those lines can be delayed if we keep our skin hydrated, both in men and women. Hydration with some mild moisturizers and sunscreen. Sun protection is very important. The sun also promotes, it has a very important role in fastening the process of aging. People who stay for a long time in the sun, they tend to have more lines, especially in our northeast, in the hilly, in the regions, people tend to have lots of lines on the face. So using a good sunscreen and wearing broad beamed hats and covering the face when we are out in harsh sunlight goes a long way in preventing the signs of aging. And there are other treatments also when which someone might opt for to restore the moisture in the skin. These are known as hyaluronic acid boosters, skin boosters. So these are small injections or pricks which we give into the skin itself, and then they help in retaining the water level of the maintaining the hydration of the skin. So these are
So
known as
doctor,
skin
we'll
boosters.
get back to this question again, and we have a lot more to be answered from you. But we'll take a very short commercial break and come back to more important questions that we have for today. Thank you. Welcome back to the show. You're watching Good Life, the Health Show, and we were continuing with the questions with dermatological issues. So pollution and heat is one such major for skin damage. So how can you suggest our viewers to protect their skin from sun damages and also pollutions? Like what are the natural ways or also through the way of cosmetics?
Pollution and sun damage, they are two important things which we get exposed to in our day-to-day activities. So when we go out, as we were already discussing, sunscreen is very important, and sunscreen should always be applied at least 10 to 15 minutes before exposure, and if possible we should carry the sunscreen with us if we are going for working throughout the day, or we have outdoor activities throughout the day, because the sunscreen, it should be reapplied every 4 hours. So that is the most important thing which protects our skin from sun damage. And when the skin is protected from sun damage, then lot of other problems which we see in the skin are also not there, like allergies may be minimized, some sort of eruptions which can happen due to excessive sun exposure, those are also taken care of. So all the exposed areas, not only on the face or neck, even on the hands and other exposed areas, sunscreen should be applied before doing outdoor activities. And for pollution, because due to pollution is basically we are exposed to the dust when we travel and smoke. So for that, if we can keep our skin clean and clean, that will go a long way in preventing this pollution related damage. Of course, the pollution that we goes inside through our dust and all that we inhale, that is goes inside through our nose and all. So for that, that might also sometimes lead to allergies and other skin problems. For that, when going outdoors, wearing a mask is important. It not only helps in protecting the skin, but also helps us protecting from other effects of dust and smoke.
There's a very important question coming in, like since the years have passed by, there has been a lot of products for hair, for skin, but there are people like us, people who go through professional lives and careers where they have to tend themselves to makeup on a daily basis and also have to go through some heat on their hair. So what would you suggest to them, like how to take care of those hair, how to take care of the skin, someone who undergoes makeup on a daily basis, heat on their hair for a daily basis?
See, if they have to go for makeup on a daily basis, then the most important thing is, if it is possible, not to keep the makeup for a long time, to wash it off after 3-4 hours, then apply a bland moisturizer, and to use their own makeup instead of using a makeup which has been used on a lot of people, because these brushes and the makeup materials, they might carry germs in them. So then sometimes these lead to infections in the skin. So as far as possible, it's best to use own makeup, and when using a makeup, it should be suitable to the skin type. If someone has very oily skin, so a light makeup should be used so that pores don't get blocked. And if skin is very dry, then oil based makeup should be used. Most importantly, it should not be.
So doctor, we have a call incoming. We'll get back to the question. Hello.
Hello, মই আপোনালোকৰ প্ৰগ্ৰামটো চাই আছো। মই জানিব বিচাৰিছিলো, এতিয়া গৰমৰ কাৰণে ছানস্ক্ৰীমটো ওলাই যাওঁতে ইউজ কৰোঁ, ঘৰত আহি খুব এটা ক্ৰীম লগোৱা নহয়, ৰাতি শুওঁতে মইশ্চাৰাইজাৰটো ইউজ কৰাটো মেণ্ডেটৰী নেকি?
প্ৰশ্নটো আৰু এবাৰ সুধিব।
ওলাই আহোঁতে ছানস্ক্ৰীমটো ইউজ কৰা হয়, কিন্তু যেতিয়া ঘৰ যাওঁ মুখ হাত ধোৱাৰ পাছত আৰু মইশ্চাৰাইজাৰ ইউজ কৰা নহয় গৰমৰ কাৰণে। সেইটো বাবে মইশ্চাৰাইজাৰ ইউজ কৰাটো মানে জৰুৰী নেকি, মেণ্ডেটৰী নেকি?
আপোনাৰ এজ কিমান হয় এনে সুধিছো, বেয়া নাপাব?
মোৰ এজ 36
আপুনি একচুৱেলি আহি পেলেও এটা ময়শ্চাৰাইজাৰ ইউজ কৰিলে ভাল ঘৰত আহি পেলেও সেইটো আপোনাৰ তেতিয়া স্কিনখন হাইড্ৰেটেড হৈ থাকিব ভালকৈ মুখ হাত ধুই পেলাই এটা ময়শ্চাৰাইজাৰ ইউজ কৰিলে বেটাৰ হয় অইলি ময়শ্চাৰাইজাৰ মানে লোশ্যন টাইপৰ ময়শ্চাৰাইজাৰ তেনেকৈ ইউজ কৰিব পাৰে
Okay, thank you for contacting us on this show. So, doctor, we were talking about this excessive use of makeup on a daily basis. So, you had answered us on that part. So, what do you suggest for someone who goes through heat on their hair for a long run?
Heat on the hair is basically most important is to avoid the heat on the hair. But many a times it's not possible because people who are
they want a picture perfect skin.
Picture perfect skin, picture perfect hair. So out of like if there's no way out of it, then to minimize it as much as possible, not to use it on a regular basis. And if heat on the hair has to be applied, then what happens? The hair strands become brittle, that become weak. So then vitamin intake so that the hair stays healthy. There are a lot of supplements which supplements and vitamins for the hair which a dermatologist can recommend, and then the person can also go for some hair treatments. These are known as mesotherapy, where we put vitamins directly into the scalp.
We have another call incoming. So, hello. Hello. We seem okay. We have regained the call. Hello. Apuni ki khudhibo bicharise? So we seem to have lost the connection again, and we'll get back to the big question we were asking. So it's good that we go through some vitamins for your hair.
Yeah, either oral, either we can take it
on the hair.
On the hair, and there are treatments which can be done on the hair so that the strands stay healthy. And so because if they are like exposed to harsh treatments, heat on a daily basis, then the strands tend to become weak and the hair tends to become damaged. So then we can replant. We can take care by ourselves by taking supplements, oiling the hair. Or also there are treatments available which a dermatologist can provide, like mesotherapy or other some hair treatments or hair solutions which will help in maintaining the texture and health of the hair.
Okay, so we will need to go through some measures if we have to also like be very harsh to our skin and our hair. We also have to go through some very healthy diet and healthy ways of keeping it healthy.
Healthy diet is most important, and not to change the diet very suddenly. If the diet is changed very suddenly, then the hair also goes into hair and skin, they also go into some stress. So then that leads after like 2-3 months you might see excessive hair fall. So even if people keep on like they want to change the diet for some like weight reduction, or that should be done in a gradual with a proper consultation with a dietitian, so that the hair and skin is not affected. Otherwise sudden changes in diet also sometimes has a lot of effects on the hair and the skin health.
True. So since like we also know that the process of skin routine and hair routine has been commercialized. There are a lot of processes just to sell their brands. Can you tell our viewers some simple ways, some natural ways to maintain a skin routine or a hair routine? Very simple way or in a very traditional way.
See, lot of people think that for a good skin we need to go for a fixed regime, like a lot of things need to be done on the skin and hair so that it stays healthy. But the simplest thing is to keep the hair and skin clean. So what I believe is that water is the best cosmetic that can be used. So washing of hair and skin should be done twice at least while coming back after work. Every day the face should be washed properly. If possible, one can also use a soap on the face. It's not that always we should use a face wash. Considering the pollution and the dust that we have to encounter daily, many a times even a soap will help in cleansing the skin. So if someone is using face wash, that is okay, but it is not that soap cannot be used on the facial skin. It can very well be used. Most important is that the skin should be clean, and a light moisturizer, so that when we use some soap or face wash, then we tend to take away the oil from the skin. So depending on the skin type, if the skin is very oily, then one can use a water based moisturizer, and if the skin is very dry, one can use the cream, ointment type of a moisturizer. So, people who have oily skin, acne prone skin, they should also use a moisturizer after washing the face, but that should be water based. And people who have very dry skin or elderly people, they should always use a moisturizer after washing the face. That should be a cream based or ointment based, little bit, which is a little bit more rich in the oil or oil content. And similarly the hair should, even if we do some cosmetic treatment or oiling of the hair, it should be taken care of that those residues, chemical residues or oil are washed off on a regular basis. Otherwise the scalp has lot of follicles, small pores, those will get blocked, and if these get blocked, the hair will lose the nutrition and then it will easily fall off. So maintaining cleanliness and hygiene is the first step in keeping the skin and hair healthy.
Okay, coming to this question, I have seen and we have seen a lot of people of our age like being introduced to kind of skin pigmentation or melasma and also to dark circles and eye puffiness. So what would you say on that part?
Lot of people develop skin pigmentation. Skin pigmentation is actually, when we say
Just
skin
above the
pigmentation, most commonly we mean the increased color, the dark patches that develop on the skin, especially on the face. That can happen due to many reasons. Most important is the excessive outdoor activities without use of a sunscreen. Then usage of harsh chemicals or harsh products on the face. What happens, that makes the skin sensitive. When we go out in the sun, little bit of sun exposure, it tends to make the facial skin red, and when this redness subsides, it tends to leave some patches.
So we have one last call coming in. I'll have to interrupt you, I'm sorry. So hello. Hello.
What is that?
Yes.
Yeah, doctor, dermatologist is right now.
Yes, you may ask the question.
Can I ask some question to doctor?
Surely you can ask the question. Hello. You can ask the question. We can hear you. You can ask the question to a doctor. Hello. Okay, we seem to have lost the connection once again. So we were continuing with the topic of melasma and the skin pigmentation.
So melasma is when it develops pigmentation on the cheeks. There is a brownish colored patches. Like lot of people develop, as I told, we were discussing, because of sensitivity of the skin, it becomes sometimes it may become sensitive, and then when it heals, it leads to leave the pigmentation. Also it might develop in case of usage of steroid ointments. People use clobetamol G, then betnofed. These are things which are very easily available in the pharmacy. So when these are applied on the skin, then the pigmentation tends to go away very soon. But once these creams are stopped, it comes away in a very dark and very deeply. So these creams should be avoided. Nothing should be applied on the face. No medicine should be applied on the facial skin without consultation of a dermatologist. And for treatment of melasma, there are many treatments available which help in reducing the melasma. It keeps keeping the melasma in control.
Doctor, we are running short of time, really sorry for that, but can you tell us lastly about how to reduce these dark circles and puffiness, because this has been a very wanted question for
dark
many
circles
girls.
And puffiness, most important is sunscreen use, and there are treatments available known as laser treatment, peels are there, and some other ointments are available which helps in reducing the pigmentation. It does not go away completely, but it stays at a lower level and it does not spread. And so these are the things which can prevent dark circles or melasma, and avoiding harsh products on the face.
All right, that's all we have in this episode of Good Life Day Health Show, and thank you so much Dr. Anushri Besha for joining us and enlightening us on this big topic we had today. So that's all. Keep watching Notice Live, and thank you for watching.